Okay, if you look at the problem on the board here, it says rectangle PQRS prime is a dilation of PQRS. Find the scale factor of the dilation. Alright, if you remember, when we started talking about transformations earlier, we talked about three types of transformations. Translations, reflections, and rotations. And we said that all three of those preserve the size of the original image. And today, when we talk about a dilation is another type of transformation that changes the size of the image. So the big difference between dilations and the other types of transformations we've discussed so far is that a dilation will change the size of the image. As you notice here, we just said this is a dilation and it changes the size. Now, dilation can either make an image bigger, in which case we call it an enlargement, or it can make it smaller, in which case we call it a reduction. But they are both dilations. That's the type of transformation they are, is a dilation. Dilation can make an image bigger or smaller. So here we're saying that PQRS prime is a dilation of PQRS. If we're looking for the scale factor, the trick is that scale factor is always a ratio of the image to the original. And it's very important that you get that right. It's always the image to the original. So if we were to compare, make a ratio, and take a look at the corresponding sides. If we said P prime, Q prime, if we measure the length of this line segment from P prime to Q prime, we're going from a y coordinate of 3 to a y coordinate of 9. So we can say that this line is 6 units long. And if we compare the corresponding side on the pre-image, or the original, line PQ, you notice that this is going from a y coordinate of 1 to a y coordinate of 3, or 2 units long. So the ratio of PQ prime to line PQ was 6 to 2. And 6 over 2 simplifies to 3. That is your scale factor. It's the ratio of the length of the image to the pre-image, or the original. 6 over 2 is 3. Now you can compare and use a couple other points. Let's try, we'll go with Q prime and R prime. So Q prime, R prime over line QR. Once again, here if you take a look, you notice that your x-coordinate is 2, and here we have an x-coordinate of 12. Let me make sure I got that right. I'm sorry, that's not 2, that's 3, right? We're going from 3 to 12, or 9 units. And on our original image, line QR goes from 1 to 4, or 1 to 3 units. And sure enough, 9/3, 9 over 3 is also 3. So our scale factor of this dilation would be 3. Now, real quick note on scale factors. Notice, because we're going from a smaller image to a larger image, this is obviously an enlargement, right? When you make an enlargement, your scale factor must be greater than 1. Okay, so the way you can kind of check your answer to make sure you're doing things right is if we went from a smaller image to a larger image, we would expect our scale factor to be an enlargement greater than a scale factor of 1, and we ended up with a scale factor of 3. So you know we're on the right track here, and that is how you could find the scale factor for your dilation.